Alright, now we're factoring polynomials again. So in our last video, we found that our GCF, our greatest common factor, for this one was 2. And our greatest common factor for this one was 4x. So let's take a look at what we were going to do with this. So we're going to do the undistributing, or the opposite of distributing, and we're going to pull out that 2 from everything. So when we pull it out, we're going to pull it to the outside of our parentheses. So 4x divided by 2 would be 2 and x. 10 divided by 2 would be 5. Now if I'm to go backwards to see if I did it correctly, I would multiply to here and to here, and I get 4x plus 10. So I did it correctly. Excuse me. Let's try that over here. We found that this is 4x for our greatest common factor. So we're going to put our greatest common factor on the outside. And we're going to break it down. We're going to do the opposite of distributing, and we're going to pull that information out. So if I divide this by 4x, 8 divided by 4 is 2. X divided by x squared divided by x is just 1x left. And if we divide this into here, that gives us a 1. So let's go backwards and distribute and see what we end up with to see if we're correct. This times this is 8x squared. This times this is 4x. So we did it correctly. Let's take a look at another one. Excuse me. All right, so I want to see what these have in common. I do not have any coefficients here, but I do here and here, so I can't take a number out of all of these. So I'm going to go straight to my variables. So they each have a b involved. What is my my smallest b is here. So I'm going to pull out, that's my greatest common factor that these pieces have, is the b. I'm going to go ahead and pull out a b from each of these. We're going to do the opposite of distributing. We're going to go backwards. So if I divide this by b, I end up with b squared. If I divide this by b, I end up with this. And then if I divide this by b, it's just 11. So let me go backwards and see where our pieces are. See if we did it correctly. This times this is b to the third. This piece times this is 4b squared. b times 11 is 11b. Did it correctly. All right, let's take a look at another one. We have 7m to the third plus 14m squared plus 21m. Now, we have a coefficient in each one of these. What is our largest number that they share in common? That would be 7. So our greatest common factor number is 7. Now let's look at our variables. M to the third, M to the second, and M. So they all have in common at least one M. So we're going to use this on the outside of the parentheses. And then we're going to divide. We're going to do the backwards of distributing. We're going to divide this into this to see what our first piece is. 7m cubed divided by 7m gives me 2m's, or excuse me, m to the second. Now we're here. 7m divided into this would give me, well, I'm going to do my numbers first. 14 divided by 7 is 2. Now I'm going to do my variables, and I'm left with 1m. Then I'm going to go to my next number, my next term. 7 into 21 is 3. M into m is just 1, so we can leave it as 3. So this is our answer. Now I'm going to go backwards and double check this. 7m times m squared is 7m to the third. 7m times 2m is 14m squared. 7m times 3 is 21m. So my answer matches what I came out with originally, so I've done my factoring correctly. Give us a try.